right, 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I have a personal story, not me, but in my family. I guess the niece of one of my cousins was being abused by my cousin and sexually abused by him. And when it came out, it was a big deal, and he got arrested, and she had to go through therapy. And when I saw her some years later, I this was in the back of my mind. Oh my gosh, this poor girl. She was abused by my cousin who was my age, and she was, oh my gosh, she was young enough to be. Well, he would have been her uncle, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever the distant, 20-something years older than her, something crazy like that. So it was just a crazy, horrible, stupid thing that he did. But when I was with her, and at this point, she was already an adult woman, by the way. But when I met her, when she was abused, she was a child. And I guess she could pick up the vibe from me that I was a little bit standoffish because I didn't know, And she said, "Hey, well, I'm not going to bite," and I'm never that way with anybody. I'm always, always personable and everything. Missy Priest is on the phone. She has 2 degrees in nursing. She has several advanced degrees in critical care, emergency, cardiac, critical care, legal counseling, and forensics. She's a Christian, and she's an author. And she's written a book called Child of the Wilderness, Surviving Abuse and Finding Hope. And that's why I introduced our next guest that way. Missy Priest. Good morning, Missy.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
Canton, Texas.
Texas. How's the weather in Texas today?
Beautiful. It's cool, pretty cool this morning, but it's supposed to get into the 70s today.
Wow.
Which will be very nice.
Yeah, well, welcome to, that's kind of what we're having this week, too. It looks like it's going to be a nice week for both of us. So tell me about, it sounds like your work deals with every aspect, physical as well as emotional. Am I right?
You're correct.
And so... And physical sometimes becomes emotional if it's inflicted upon somebody.
The big problem is my sister and I were both abused. Whenever you talk to somebody, say your mother, rather than her taking you aside and protecting you, she accuses you of things like leading your abuser on and things like that. Or you did something really bad. That's why somebody had to break your arm.
Oh my God! Is that what? Did you have your arm broken?
No, I didn't, but my sister did.
Your sister did. And may I ask, or is it? Am I crossing the line that I shouldn't cross? Who the abuser was?
Her dad.
Your mother's dad?
No, my sister's dad.
Oh, your sister's dad. Oh, so you and your sister don't share the same father?
No.
Okay.
We were raised in the same house, but don't share the same father.
Okay.
My mother was kind of a roundabout.
Were you being abused by him too? I'm not clear about that.
Yes. I'm older than my younger sister was by 2.5 years, and it started earlier on me, and it was because he was my stepfather. He always knew that I didn't belong to him and took advantage of that because of it. And first of all, it was beatings and such as that, and progressed into horrible things.
Was it sexual at all?
Oh yes.
So how?
Very much so.
The title, "Child of the Wilderness." I have to ask you about that. It sounds like it's an interesting title, knowing what we now know. Did you feel like you were somehow in the wilderness? Did you feel like you were alone and had no place to go for shelter, that kind of thing?
It was something that was referred to me by, a doctor who was examining me, and he said that, it was like, I was a child of the wilderness. She came from no place because I was in a hospital, and there were no parents around anywhere, and it was an emergency room. And there were no parents. There was nobody who cared. I was just kind of dumped off, and he referred to me as a child of the wilderness. That was when I was 8. It just kind of hung in the back of my mind.
Oh, my gosh. So
I was pretty obvious, though. All of my brothers and sisters were blue-eyed blondes, and I was a green-eyed redhead, which didn't happen. My mother is Native American, and their dad was German.
Did the violators ever get arrested?
No,
No.
never did.
Oh my gosh! So when you became an adult, how did you? It couldn't have been. You don't. Nobody becomes an adult overnight. So let me ask it a different way. As you got older and started seeing things through an adult's eyes, maybe that's the best way to say this. How did you deal with it? And are you happy now?
Oh, I'm very happy now. Both my sister and I had this rather saving grace between. Yes. No, he's not in here. I'm at my house, and my son just wanted my husband. No, can you re-ask me that question, Jim? A little brain fart there.
Oh, that's okay.
What was the question again?
I was wondering how you dealt with it as you became an adult. What was your mind? How did your thoughts about it evolve, and how are you happy now?
It was between, me and my sister. We never talked about it. It was like there was a black hole from the time we were 12 and 15 years old. It was just like everything disappeared. Every day, we lived going forward, and we didn't look back because literally our minds were, protecting us from it until we could get to a place where we could understand it. But my sister didn't, but I had flashbacks at night whenever I would go to sleep. Violent dreams. I would get up and run into walls, trip over things, and sometimes I'd knock myself out.
Oh.
My husband got to where he was an amazing catcher. After we married, I was 18, and I would take off, and he'd reach over and he'd grab me and pull me back down so that I wouldn't hurt myself.
So the abuse did the abuse make you more leery of men in general? I mean, you got married.
Absolutely.
It did. So
Absolutely.
So how was your husband able to break that barrier? How was he able to win you over?
Oh, when I was 16, I was working in a cafe off of Interstate 20, and he was kind of shy. I was very shy. And I'd never, dated or anything like that. I had to work. And, he started out by just talking to me and being friendly. He made no attempt to touch me or anything like that. And, the more we talked, I got to where, I could kind of trust him a little bit. And he asked me out the first time about 6 months after we met. And I said yes because this friend of mine at the cafe told me, everything was going to be okay. He wouldn't hurt me and all that. And just gradually, for 2 years when we dated, it just got easier and easier. And he's my source. He's my strength and not my salvation. I have a God for that.
Yeah.
But he made me where I could, view the world as a good place. And
well, thank goodness
whenever
for that.
all the abuse came back at about age 26, whenever I finally realized there was something back there, he saw me through that as well. He got me to the right people and, talked to me and let me talk.
How long has the book been out?
It's been out since last November.
So since November, have you had readers who are young women who are now where you were then, and who are helping, who are finding some kind of help in the words of your book?
Yes, I've actually gotten lots of emails from people, or especially women, who write to me and they want to know how I did it and what they should do to get away from it. And when you tell them the best thing to do is get away.
Yeah.
Go to somebody you trust. Talk to a priest, a policeman, a school nurse, a school teacher, your best friend's mom. Tell somebody, because keeping it a secret, that only isolates you.
Yeah.
And by isolating you, that makes you weaker. But whenever you get people behind you, you get stronger.
And
the fear that they're going to deem you as something lesser will keep people from talking, and that's never a good thing to do.
And it seems like when a person is abused and that person tries to go to their parents or a sibling, the family's in denial and doesn't really believe the person who's being abused, and they can make you feel worse than you already are. So that's really super advice, I think, to go to somebody that's removed from the family.
Exactly. Our mother always abused us. Whoever she was married to at the time is leading them on. My question to her was always, after I became an adult, how does a 4-year-old child lead somebody on?
Exactly.
They don't know.
Wow.
And
Do you have a relationship with your mother now?
my mother died 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But most of our relationship was, she lived not too far away from me now. Her second husband lived in California on the West Coast until he died. Colorectal cancer. Past caught up with him.
Yes. Wow.
That's dark humor on my side.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you have to have that to keep your own sanity.
Yeah, and my mother always said, that's in the past, just leave it alone. She would tell us, no, I didn't know about it then, and bringing it up now, you're just trying to tell stories.
Oh.
No. She didn't try to protect us. She cared more about the supply of her drugs and her alcohol and her men.
The book is called Child of the Wilderness. If you've been listening, then you know that this is a book filled with a lot of personal and passionate information. Surviving Abuse and Finding Hope. Missy Priest is the author and our guest. And let's take a little break, and we'll be right back to hear some more. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Monday, a beautiful day, but cool and rather breezy with sunshine and some clouds and a high of 62 to 66. Monday night will be clear and chilly, though 37 inland, about 42 along the coast. Tuesday, mostly sunny and becoming a bit warmer. The afternoon high getting up to 69 to 73. Wednesday, plenty of sunshine and pleasant, the high 73 to 77. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck or back pain, plantar fasciitis, peripheral neuropathy, and even tennis elbow, and would like to learn about how there are treatments that may benefit you, go to drjuanyordan.com, then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. and hear from health professionals doing these treatments and patients who have benefited from them. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. Next Generation MD, right here on The Source.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
All All right, 9 minutes before 11 o'clock. Really a nice looking day out there. And, you live your lives, and if you have a good life, gosh, feel blessed about the good life you have, because so many people around you, you might not even know that they're going through horrible things. And I'm guessing when Missy was a young girl, nobody even had a clue that horrible things were going on with her. Missy Priest is our guest. Her book is called Child of the Wilderness, Surviving Abuse and Finding Hope. She has really made some great accomplishments in her life. 2 degrees in nursing, several advanced degrees in critical care, emergency, cardiac critical care, legal counsel, consulting, and forensics. She's a Christian. She's an author, and she was abused as a child, not only physically but also sexually, by her stepfather. Is he the only one who abused you?
No.
No.
He would also have parties, and my sister and I would be the entertainment, and there would be other girls as well. He had an awful lot of money, which abuse knows no boundaries whatsoever. There's poor people, all the way up to the very affluent. In his case, he had an awful large circle of people that knew about it, but wouldn't do anything.
So you were sex slaves to his party?
Yes.
Oh my God! Both you and your sister.
Yes.
At what age? Not that it matters. It could be any age. I'm just curious.
That started when I was about 8, so my sister was 6.
Oh my God! Well, who are these men? I mean, what kind of a man does this?
Not a very good one. He was, like I said, he was very affluent. He would give good stories too to make you believe him. The people who worked for him, people that he was the owner of a company that dug swimming pools in Southern California, which was a huge business. And he was a very brilliant man, very smart man. Yet he also used his intelligence for bad reasons. And he knew an awful lot of the people in law enforcement and would invite them to the parties as well.
God.
Holy cow. And none of these guys ever went to jail, as far as you know?
No, they never did. There's a statute of limitations on crimes like this, not that they ever got filed. The best thing that he ever did for me or my sister was moved us to Texas and left us more or less penniless with our mother, but at least he wasn't here.
At least she wasn't there, yeah.
Thank God.
So the book is for those who are in your same shoes, or the caregivers of those who might be in your same shoes?
It just tells the story of how it happened and how it came to be and what you can do to help.
And
sometimes all you need to do to help is listen. And anybody can listen.
And you have other stories in there as well.
Yeah, it tells the story of 2 sisters who somebody finally did listen to them and more or less saved them from that life, and began to find out that it went on in more places than they could have ever imagined, and how they did things to help. And it tells the story of these 2 all the way through it, and there's a second book coming up also that'll cover more of the outlying problems that come up with this. I mean, drug addicts, a lot of them are just trying to dull the memories. People who drink, same thing. They're trying to dull those memories of something that happened a long time ago.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Did the abuse leave you feeling like you didn't deserve anything? Like you felt like was your self-esteem brought down to the lowest? Oh
yeah, I didn't ever feel like I deserved anything. Anything that was good that I ever got, I thought that I was going to have to do something for it.
Wow.
Yeah, something to deserve it, and that always scared me. Accepting things like that, because then you're accepting something else that you're thinking, and it's not always that way.
Do you have children?
Oh, yes. We have 2 children that we had, and then one we adopted.
Okay.
And we've got 5 grandchildren now.
Oh,
Really?
congratulations.
So you are as a nurse, when you're working with somebody, can you sometimes recognize unspoken things that then you start to ask questions so you can find out something maybe that needs to be brought out?
Oh, yeah. If a child comes to the emergency room for any reason and the adult goes out of the room for a little bit and the child starts talking, whenever the door starts to open again, that child shuts up. I mean, squelches.
Really?
Different fractures, say, of arms. That's one of the things that tells you about child abuse, or some shoulder injuries from having their arms wrenched up behind their backs. And then the more severe, which those are already pretty bad, but such as burns, coil marks from where a child's been set on an electric stove.
Oh.
And that's why I started studying forensics, was I wanted to know not just how to see it, but what to do.
Wow.
And, I mean, injuries like that, automatically flag goes up. And you want to get them safe, because who doesn't want to protect a child who's hurt?
Missy, we do this. We do the show live, as you probably know, and we do the show from the local shopping mall. And we had a lady who came into the office and asked for your contact information. Is that something you want to give us on the air or off the air?
Oh, that's fine.
Do you want to give it
I
on
have
the air?
an email address.
Okay. What is your email address?
Missy 2043 at AOL.com.
Okay. Missy2043 at AOL.com. Do you have a website for the book?
Oh, not yet. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I haven't.
Okay. But is it on Amazon and other places like that?
Oh, yeah, Amazon. You can get it through Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I can't think of some of the other ones. Any kind of a bookstore online, or, place where you can buy things. All you have to do is put the name of it in my name, and you'll be shot to several different places that want to sell it.
You really are a blessing to be brave enough to talk about what happened to you, because you're giving hope to others, and you are a blessing is that you did something with your life when you could have gone off the deep end and committed suicide.
Well, when my sister, who, we're best friends and sisters and healers and everything else, she was a nurse as well. But she couldn't deal with the past, and at 26, she killed herself. And I said I was going to do something to try to help, and so far it's working out. I've still got the same husband. We've been married for 38 years, and still got the kids, and our family's getting bigger.
Wow. I just found the book on Amazon. There's quite a bit of the book on Amazon that you can read as a sample if you want to check it out. Again, the book is called Child of the Wilderness. Missy Priest is the author. I found it on Amazon, and thank you, Missy, for being so candid and for sharing your story with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, we will be right back. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. President Trump close to naming his Supreme Court pick, saying he'll announce it tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
A person who is unbelievably highly respected.
The president meeting with small business leaders. He's also just signed an order to limit federal regulations. And he defended his ban on those arriving from 7 Muslim-majority nations, saying there are a lot of bad dudes out there. This after weekend protests and concerns at several airports.
At Dallas-Fort Worth, Osama al-Alabi said his parents flying in from Syria were held for 30 hours.
I'm super happy, just to see my family, that they're safe.
While travelers are being released, lawyers are said to be standing by at terminals hoping to assist anyone in legal limbo.
Fox's Evan Brown. Canada's Prime Minister Trudeau calls a shooting that left 6 dead at a Quebec mosque an act of terrorism. 2 suspects are in custody. Fox News, we report, you decide.